Hey there, my amazing learners. Let me ask you this. Haven't we all had those moments where life feels like a little crazy? Or maybe you've seen someone acting in a way that makes you think, what's going on there? Well, today's lesson is all about those moments. We're diving into 10 idioms you can use to describe going crazy, but in a fun way, of course. By the end of this lesson, you'll have some great expressions to spice up your English conversations. If you don't already know me, I'm Christine, your English teacher. Let's jump right in. Let's start off with lose your marbles. This idiom means to lose your mind or act irrationally. Imagine marbles rolling out of your head. When someone loses their marbles, they're behaving in a way that seems a little off. Here are some examples. He's losing his marbles trying to finish that project before the deadline. Don't lose your marbles over something so small. It's not a big deal. The way he's laughing at nothing makes me think he's lost his marbles. Now it's your turn. Can you make a sentence using lose your marbles? Share it in the comments below. Alright, let's move on to our next idiom. It's a fun one. Out to lunch. No, we're not talking about going to eat. This idiom describes someone who seems distracted, confused, or a little crazy, like they're not paying attention to what's happening around them. Take a look at these examples to understand it better. I asked him a question during the meeting, but he seemed totally out to lunch. After pulling an all-nighter, I feel completely out to lunch today. That comment was so random, it made her sound out to lunch. What's the craziest thing you've done when you were feeling out to lunch? Well, let me know in the comments. Next, we've got a few screws loose. Now, this idiom describes someone who seems a bit odd or not thinking clearly. Imagine a machine with loose screws. It doesn't run properly, right? The same idea applies here. It's like when someone does not think straight. Take a look at these examples. He's got a few screws loose if he thinks he can run a marathon without training. That plan sounds like it came from someone with a few screws loose. If you think this weather is perfect for a picnic, you might have a few screws loose. Now, I want you to think about someone who has done something unusual. How would you use a few screws loose in a sentence? Share it below in the comments. Now we move on to an interesting idiom. Beside yourself. This is such a powerful idiom because it's all about emotions. Those big feelings that can make you feel like you're not acting like yourself. If you're beside yourself, it means you're so overwhelmed with emotions, whether it's anger, excitement, worry, or even laughter. It's like there are two versions of you. One experiencing the feeling and another trying to handle it. Here's how you can use them in conversations. I was beside myself with worry when my brother didn't come home on time. After hearing the terrible news, he was beside himself with anger. When her pet went missing, she was beside herself with grief, searching everywhere for him. Well, with that, now let's move on to a fun and slightly crazy idiom. Off your rocker. This idiom is a funny way of saying someone is crazy or behaving in a completely unexpected way. So, where does it come from? Imagine sitting on a rocking chair. If you fall off, you're no longer balanced or in control. That's the idea behind this idiom. If someone is off their rocker, they might be acting in a way that seems odd, irrational, or even ridiculous. It's more about light-hearted teasing. Here are some examples. She talks to her plants every morning as if they can respond. I think she's off her rocker. The boss must be off his rocker if he expects us to finish this huge project by tomorrow. He went outside in the pouring rain without an umbrella. He must be off his rocker. Now, let's take things to the next level with an idiom about losing control completely. Our next idiom is go off the deep end. This idiom means to lose control of your emotions or actions, often in a sudden and extreme way. Think of someone diving into the deep end of a swimming pool without knowing how to swim. It's risky, right? When someone goes off the deep end, they might overact or let their emotions completely take over. It's often used when someone's behavior is surprising, unexpected, or even a little crazy. Take a look at these examples to understand how to use it. When she saw the mess in the kitchen, she went off the deep end and started yelling. Don't go off the deep end. It's just a small mistake, not the end of the world. I thought he'd handle the criticism well, but instead he went off the deep end. Now, let's talk about an idiom that's all about making someone else feel crazy. Drive someone up the wall. This phrase is used to describe making someone feel annoyed or frustrated. Imagine someone climbing a wall out of sheer irritation. That's the picture this idiom creates. When someone drives you up the wall, it usually means they're doing something that gets on your nerves, like making too much noise or asking the same question over and over. Won't you get irritated and go crazy? Of course you would. Here are some examples. The loud construction noise outside is driving me up the wall. I can't even concentrate. My little brother is driving me up the wall with his non-stop video game noises. The traffic today is so bad, it's driving me up the wall. I hope you understood how to use this idiom. Now, let's look at a silly idiom. 3 fries short of a happy meal. This phrase is a humorous way of saying that someone isn't thinking clearly or might be acting a little crazy. The idea behind this idiom comes from fast food. A happy meal from McDonald's is supposed to include everything: burger, fries, drinks, and a toy. If you're 3 fries short, it means something is missing. Just like someone who's not acting rationally might seem like they're missing something mentally. This idiom is great to use with friends when you're teasing someone in a light-hearted way. It's not meant to insult anyone, but to make a situation more fun. Here are some examples. He's 3 fries short of a happy meal if he thinks he can climb the mountain without any training. After staying up all night, I feel like I'm 3 fries short of a happy meal today. He went out in the freezing cold wearing just a t-shirt. 3 fries short of a happy meal for sure. In short, this idiom is used to talk about something that seems odd or lacking sense. Next, we have out of whack. This idiom is used to describe something that's not working properly, either physically or mentally. Imagine a machine where the parts don't fit together. It's out of whack, meaning it's out of balance or not functioning the way it should. But you can also use this idiom to describe people who are feeling off or acting out of sorts. If someone is stressed, tired, or just not their usual self, you can say they're out of whack. Let's look at some examples. My schedule has been so out of whack this week, I can't keep track of anything. After the big argument, their friendship felt out of whack for a while. I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm feeling a bit out of whack today. With that, we have reached to the final idiom, and that's flip your lid. This idiom means to suddenly lose control of your emotions, usually because you're angry or frustrated. Think about a pot boiling on a stove. When it gets too hot, the lid flies off. That's exactly what this idiom describes. A moment when emotions boil over and you just can't keep them inside anymore. You start yelling and shouting in anger. It's often used to describe someone getting upset quickly or unexpectedly. But it can also be used for moments of extreme excitement or even surprise. Take a look at these examples. When I told her I broke her phone, she flipped her lid and started yelling. He flipped his lid when he realized he missed his flight by just 5 minutes. When she found out she got accepted into her dream college, she flipped her lid with joy. In this case, it's used to express extreme happiness and excitement. And there you have it, 10 fantastic idioms to describe going crazy. Now it's your turn. Pick your favorite idiom from this lesson and write your own sentence in the comments to practice. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can never miss a new lesson. Thanks for learning with me today. Stay curious, stay confident, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.